My name's Brian Rush. Welcome back to the lodge here at Rush Custom Callers YouTube channel. Let's have a seat and we're going to get back to the next episode.
All right, so positioning a decoy out in the field. I like to refer to a lot of that dynamic of coyote behavior really similar to turkey, especially from a calling point of view, but positioning a decoy. So something I've watched many of times in our area where there's commitment to sound, there's a downwind loop, they hear it, they want to see it, they want to smell it. And I've personally watched decoys, especially those daytime, like awesome, and then it screws up. And what I found the downfall was me as a hand caller, or even watching guys having e-collars out in the field. The e-collar and the decoy is not visible enough to the coyote. So something that I've done in the past where I've had decoys that stand about this tall off of the ground, maybe 18 inches or so, and it's just a little wiggler. There's no e-collar associated with it. It's just a distraction to focus the attention off of me as the caller. Well, so while I'm hand calling, this has happened too many times, and I stopped using a decoy. But the common denominator that I watched was that decoy was not visible enough for the coyote's perspective. So walking out into the field from where you want to call from to where you're going to put that e-collar with the decoy, or just a decoy by itself and you're going to be doing the calling. Something that I did on the last few times that I had success with a decoy, I leaned away from them because I watched them screw up hunts more than they actually helped me. When you walk out, get down on your hands and knees and put your head about 18 inches off of the ground, head level to where a coyote is. When you're standing and walking as a human, it looks like a flat field. You really don't see too much topographical difference. And when you get down and you get low to the ground and you crouch and you look across that plain, that coyote's head that's off of the ground is not 6 foot up like I am. Their perspective and point of view is so much closer to the ground. And that's why this is really important to the animal. So quite often what I watched where decoys screwed me in the field, where the coyote's coming and it's cutting distance on my sound, and I'm using that decoy as a distraction. It's going to help me manipulate, it's going to help me move, especially self-filming in the field, which is super difficult for an animal that's so high strung. And having that decoy just doing its thing, just wiggling around in the field, when the coyote's coming to do, either on the approach, committed to, my sound, line of sight, they didn't have a visual on the decoy from a distance, and then all of a sudden, holy crap, what is that? And they would just booger up and take off. There would be so much more hesitation after seeing a decoy and then egress to get out because, oh my God, what was that? So something that I did previously after I was watching a few coyotes booger up on stands, and it was super discouraging, that it was like popping a paper bag under their butts. They got scared, they didn't like it, and they just took off. And it's just doing this. They didn't see it from a distance, and I'm not too far away from a decoy, so my sound is basically that decoy. So it's not like I'm hundreds of yards away and something scared the crap out of them. So something I did on the last few stands, I daytime hunted, unfortunately not self-filming at the time. In the winter, I would actually make like a volcano of snow out in the field, and then I would stick the decoy on top of that, and I would give that thing such a topographical feature out in the field. It was so visible. I didn't have to get down 18 inches off of the ground and actually scan across the field to try to look for rolls. To put a decoy in the best point of view for a coyote to see from a distance, I would just elevate it with a mound of snow, put the decoy on top of it, and now it's a couple feet off of the ground. Coyotes could see that from so much further of a distance. I would definitely have a lot more commitment to it. So another important thing is like straight up turkey tactic with this one. Don't put your decoy line of sight with you, decoy, and habitat where you expect the animal to come from. Offset the decoy, and I like to actually offset a decoy to my upwind side, because instinctually, if that animal is cutting towards the downwind side, it's looking at your decoy. If it's coming from a hard charging out of the habitat coming to your call, and that decoy is set up off to your side, you are not putting yourself directly behind the decoy. You're putting it off to the side a little bit. And if I have the opportunity, I'd like my upwind to be on my left because I'm a right-handed shooter. And as I set up, if I put something off to my left, that's on my strong side. I don't have to move my bottom. I don't have to move my legs. I don't have to move my butt. I'm stationary here. And if that coyote hard charges from habitat towards that decoy, I can just boop, pop over to my left without moving any of my lower extremities. Super important daytime calling. If that coyote is doing the downwind loop, I'm already kind of aiming that way. So premeditate your stands, premeditate your setups, put your decoys in the most elevated position that you possibly can so they are visual. They're completely visible from any compass direction where you expect the animal to be coming from. And if you have the opportunity, put that decoy to your upwind side. Do all of this before you start calling.